Hello everybody, welcome back to the Daily Kerbal. Our Duna launch window is open. Oh yeah, sorry. Somewhere out there in the ether there is an episode in which I managed to bring home an asteroid. This asteroid was passing by our gravitational pull and I accepted a contract to put it in orbit. It came pretty close and it was an easy contract. It's a tiny asteroid, so that's why I accepted it. The footage that I recorded afterwards was corrupted and there was nothing I could do to bring it back. I didn't actually have a close save game. The save games that I had would have put me in a state where both of these spacecraft that I'm going to take to Duna today wouldn't have been, connected to the station. Anyway, we're going to Duna today, or Ike specifically. Our mission, our 5-year mission, actually it might actually end up being 5 years, but the mission today is going to be to take both of these ships to Ike and land both of them and bring one of them home too. This one is going to stay out there. This is going to be like a permanent ore and fuel carrier in between the Ike station and the Ike base on the surface, and this is going to be the spaceship that I built to satisfy the contract of landing a vessel on Ike and bringing it home, landing it on Kerbin. So yeah, the launch window is open, so I guess let's just do it. Let's undock both of these vessels. There goes that one. This one doesn't actually have a docking port, it just uses an arm. Oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention. Once we're out there in orbit of Ike, the other thing that we're going to be doing is bringing home a spaceship. A Kerbal. 2 Kerbals, in fact, have been lost out in orbit of Ike, and so we're going to try to bring him home. Anyway, let's plot our course. Enjoy the tunes of FTL while it happens. So yeah, the procedure is going to be very simple here. I'm just going to go ahead and skip ahead to the point where all the burns have been complete and we're well on our way. Sound good? That's too much. I think we can do this better. I'll plot this course first and then, spare you guys the pain of having to watch me complete the burns. There we go. It's going to take us a while to get there, but this is the method that uses up the least delta V. Alright. So as soon as both of my spaceships have been put on this course, I will see you then. Alright, that's both of them. The space station, by the way, the gateway station, is literally out of gas. I've been neglecting refueling missions for the space station for quite a while now, and it's going to be something that I'm going to have to pay attention to in the future. Also, because for some reason the space station carries more liquid fuel than it does oxidizer, I couldn't fill the oxidizer up as far as I filled the liquid fuel. That's my mistake there. I probably should have done a refueling mission before I did this launch, but I was impatient and refueling missions are boring, so we're going to be doing this instead. It's another double Ike launch this time, actually. So I guess it's a race to see who gets there first. And there they both go. Oh yeah, forgot that this one is a probe. It does have a crew cabin because, in case I don't want to have a separate spaceship out there for crew transfers and separate one for cargo carrying. So, just in case, we need to, this one can carry up to 4 Kerbals down to the station. Should it need to. Alright, now we're going to have to get ready for course corrections. Course corrections will occur at this point of the orbit. And it actually looks like the ship that launched later is going to get there first. Well, to the course correction point at any way. Certainly hope I have enough fuel. I always hope that. And they almost always do. Fun fact, though, the ship that brought back the asteroid almost didn't. That one almost ran out of fuel. It's because that's not a mission that has any spot on my cheat sheet. Because asteroids are all different. Anyway, so let's do the course correction. Switch our focus to Duna. Eve, Gilly, Kerbin, Moon, and Miss Duna. There we go. And see how we're going. Not bad. Now, slip you toward the prograde vector. We're trying to orbit Ike this time. So I kind of just gotta guess where Ike is going to be. Using my RCS thrusters, as you can see, the orbital encounter line is moving upward, bringing it closer. And now basically what I'm just going to do is I'm going to, oh, there we go. That is apparently where Ike is going to be. Okay, we want to approach it from the other side. Yeah, from that side. Actually, just going to switch my focus to Ike. Why not? Alright, now. They're both going to land. They're going to have to orbit first. There, 23 is good. Okay, so this one has its course plotted. Next up, we perform the same course correction on the Ike return ship. This one is actually carrying a crew on it. So once again, let's switch this to the prograde vector. Switch our focus to Ike. Yeah, this one's a bit more out there. And since I burned through a lot of fuel when I tried to bring this one home, tried to send this one out to Ike, I just going to use the RCS thrusters. Try not to concern myself with the fact that the monopropellant fuel is running out. That's fine. Shouldn't matter. Oh boy. This is real riveting, huh? Me holding down two buttons and watching the line move. Gotta imagine those poor old Apollo astronauts, they didn't even have a line to follow. Oh, looks like I accidentally stumbled onto Ike's. Or did I? Yep. Okay, I'm confused. Why is my arrow moving every direction except where I want it to go? Okay. There we go. That's where Ike is going to be. There we are. We can perform any minor course corrections that we need to do later, I suppose. Although, hang on. I think the problem is that I'm not... Oh, yeah, there we go. Ah, now I can control her better. Okay. Yeah, I like that. 24. Excellent. These are the two astronauts we're going to have to try to bring home. It's going to be a bit of an ordeal, considering that, you know, fuel is going to be scarce. There's going to be a lot of course corrections, but we'll do it. We'll take care of it. All right, next step, orbiting. The Ike return ship actually managed to get there first. In the very last stretch of the race, it managed to overtake the VAC lander. We're coming in on Ike right now. Only just now occurs to me that I hope we're flying on the right path. I think we are. I mean, on the right side of Ike. Alright. Let's get ready to orient retrograde. See how much delta V we're going to need to orbit. Oh, that's a lot. Oh boy, that's a lot. That is more delta V than we have. Okay, this is going to be a problem. Although maybe not. Okay, there are a couple tricks that I can do here. Can orient myself toward the radial in vector. I'm going to see if I can't move myself a bit closer. Just moving me closer to the planet should help. I'm using the RCS. Got plenty of time for this. I'll just pause the recording again. Okay, so I brought our speed down to, our periapsis down to below 12,000 meters. I'm going to hope that helps. It's looking kind of scary, I know, but we're not actually going to crash here. I could just land this, but then it would have no hope of ever taking off again. Well, here's hoping. Just barely, but we managed to get into orbit. Yeah, landing is the next step. We're definitely not going to have enough fuel for it, though, so I suppose right now all I can really do is try to see how much I can get out of the RCS and try to dock with the station. The best way to do this probably is to get an encounter like that, but I suppose this is not just going to perpetually orbit out there for a while. Let's check in with our other ship that should still be on its way in. I removed it, didn't I? Yeah. Alright, where are you? There you are. And let's complete the orbital maneuver here too. This just proves that more engines sometimes are not superior to less. More engines and more powerful engines are really just good for faster acceleration, not necessarily better for anything else. Okay, here we come. Let's do the same thing here. Let's plot the course, so I'm going to get rid of all those pods. Yeah. See the delta V required. This one has a lot more delta V left in it, as you can see. Yeah, piece of cake. All right. Alright, 30 seconds out from periaps. Flip us in the right direction. Get orbited, son. Gotta watch, though, that the main stat that I need to follow here is the oxidizer, not the fuel. Alright, come on. Give us an orbit. Give us an orbit. Brilliant. There's actually probably even enough left in here to land. Base is right on the sunny side. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna land this one first. The other guys, they're in orbit. They're fine. They can, yeah, they can just fly around there for a bit, enjoy the view. I'm gonna take this probe in and land it at the base. Not before quick saving though. And then, just because I know that a couple of steps are going to be added onto this mission now due to these complications, this is almost definitely going to be split up into multiple episodes. But basically, here's what I'm thinking of doing right now. I think what I ought to do is carry some ore and fuel up to the station, and then maybe even have the ship travel out and meet with the lander, with the return lander, and carry some fuel out to it, instead of having to, you know, somehow see if by a miracle the ship itself can make it back to the station to refuel. Rather, let's just carry some fuel out to it. Shouldn't be that difficult. Also noticing now, is remembering that I actually put a little bay on the lander to carry the vessel back home that we're going to catch. And I put, instead of putting a docking node on the front, I put a grabber like an idiot again because I wasn't thinking. Oh well, that's fine. Let's see if we can't correct this course a little bit. We want to land very close to the base there. Rotation, I think, needs to be taken into consideration there too. And then let's see if this works. 1,581 units of Delta V left. Should be more than enough. Okay, at this point, we're kind of just gonna head straight for the base. Looks good. And we're going to be performing several more slowing burns, right? So that's why I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway there. Oh, careful. Might be too much. Alright, how's that looking? Well, we're headed right down there now. So I guess I'm kind of just going to flip it like this, and we'll see how this goes. We're headed right down there, but we're obviously going to have to slow ourselves a bit coming in. And so basically, right now, my goal is to get two things done. This mission will be more successful the more fuel it carries, and the more ore it carries. We're coming in a bit fast. Right. That's better. I'm a bit more happy with that. Speeds, get the landing legs out. Okay, good. Good. We're like almost floating above it right now. It's the surface speed that I want, by the way. I keep forgetting that automatically switches to target when it gets close. Alright, but I'm liking this heading. My goal is to land within 50 meters of the station, of the base. preferably not destroy the base's flag as I do it. Now that looks just about perfect. That is, in fact, perfect. We're here. We're here, everybody. We made it. All right. So now, basically, what I have to do is I have to hook this up. Now, I can't remember if I even have, like, a plug on this or not. But if I don't, I think I can just add one. Does any of you have... Yes, you do. Wonderful. We're going to need to give that to our engineer. Who's our engineer? Joe Fraud. Need to see your inventory. Oh, here it is. Joe Fraud's inventory. And then we're going to... Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Well, shoot. This is going to destroy something, isn't it? Hang on. So, in case you're wondering, what happened there is that I pushed Shift to split this stack. Because all those engines are still active, though, it thought that I wanted to take off with the base. Ah, crap. Alright, slow the autosave. I don't want to have to perform that landing again. I'm assuming that it autosaved the moment that I managed to land. Auto-saved as I was landing. Okay, yeah. I'll just perform the landing again. That's fine. You don't have to watch it, though. Okay, landing wasn't quite as smooth as the first one was. It's not nearly as precise either, but we're still within, you know, hose length. We can still connect the bases. Now, let's try and not screw this up this time. So, step one, I'm actually just going to go ahead and deactivate all these engines. Alright, that's all of them. Now I can open up Gemsted's and Joe Fraud's inventories. Alright, here go. Yep, okay. Shift click this, split it, give one to Joe Fraud, shift click this, split it, give one to Joe Fraud. Split that too. I never used the spanner before, but you never know. Okay. Now we EVA Joe Fraud. Bring him down. Alright, now we gotta find a suitable place to attach to. And I think attaching to the side of this fuel canister is a good idea. So let's open up his inventory. Equip the drill. And then see if we can attach this here. There we go. Sweet. Alright, you can put that away. And now, obviously we're going to eventually need to bring a rover all the way out here too. Perform operations like this. But what I'm going to do now is there is a hose attached to the lander. We're going to use that to dock it to the station. Or to the base, rather. And we're going to refuel it. Fill it up with ore. And we're going to carry all that up to the Ike base. And we're going to refuel that base too. Alright, let's get this ladder extended. I don't know if we'll need to, but... There we go. Grab connector. It extends 50 meters, so we should be fine. the throttle was still up. Okay, let's try this again. I've managed to shut down all the engines this time. So hopefully the unmanned vacuum lander isn't going to take off and pull the base with it. Ugh. Oh, thank goodness. Now I can just peacefully get back inside and let the days go by. As we refuel the ship. Okay, where are the fuel canisters on this? Right here. Okay. So we refuel it, get it ready for takeoff, and also fill it up with ore. It's another thing that we're going to do. So it means I'm going to start these surface harvesters. Apparently one of them's already working. So get both of these surface harvesters working. There we go. We have monopropellant fuel? We do. Okay. Oh boy. Right. Fill those up. So the next couple of days that are going to go by on this base right now is going to be us refueling and loading the, what should we call this? Let's call it the ore carrier. Or the resource vessel is probably a better name for it. Fill the resource vessel with resources and fuel. It's going to carry it up to the station. And then we're going to figure out how we're going to finish the rest of the mission, or the other half of the mission, the other ship. So right now we're just going to let the days go by as, you know, this fills up and we get all the fuel ready. And then when we get back in like several, let's mark this, okay, so you guys see it is now 17 years and 50 days. So we started at 50, and let's see where we end up by the time the vessel is ready to take off. Day 4. It was day 4, almost exactly 4 days for us to fully fill up the ship with everything, with all of its fuel, with all of its monopropellant. We filled it up with monopropellant too, and with ore. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. And I believe these are Ike days. I don't know how the days are measured here. They may still be measured in terms of Kerbin days, but I think the sun rose and set 3 times while this happened. Anyway, I'm going to wait for the sun to rise again. Don't want to have to take off in the dark. There we go. Alright, good morning, Ike. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that. Sun coming up from behind Duna. That's gorgeous. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to do for this mission, for this episode rather, is we're going to dock with the space station. I'm gonna see if I can't do this, you know, better a bit. I'm gonna let the, well, first I'm gonna unplug it. Good job, Gemstead. And then we retract this. Nice and slow. Speeding up doesn't help either. Oh, it does, okay. Alright, so we're basically good to go. Station's right over there. I wonder where it has to be for us to get onto it. I'm gonna say that maybe right there is good. Alright. And then we're flying that way. Quick save. Let's do this. Have to activate the engines. And away we go. So the goal here is to make it back up there with as much fuel as possible. I'm going to take us up to the apoapsis height of the base, which is 29,000 meters. Let's go ahead and speed up. While my favorite part of the FTL soundtrack starts to play. Actually close enough for the target speed to pop up. Right. I can't remember, and my cheat sheet isn't up, but I can't remember the exact amount of delta V that is required for an orbit of Ike. Shouldn't be too much. There we go. Yep. Oh, there goes the station. So, yeah, that didn't work. It's okay, we'll catch it. Hey, is your space station running? Yes? Well, then you better go catch it. I know, I'm hilarious. Alright, let's finish orbiting. We could, like, make it with more than half of the fuel left. Because landing doesn't really require all that much effort. Okay. So if I could put maybe half of the fuel in the lander, into the base, and keep it there, that would be ideal. Sweet. I actually think we want to go retrograde here. Appreciate it's just use the RCS, we need to get there quicker. Yes, perfect. Okay, bring us closer. That one actually there is pretty good. But it'd be in the dark. Nah, let's just do this one. Whoop, there we go. Perfect. Quick save. Normally I would cut through this so you wouldn't have to watch it, but we might as well. I mean, I'm not going to force you to watch this long-ass orbit as we get there, but I will force you to watch the docking part. Alright, here we are, docking, rendezvous and docking maneuver beginning. Should even out the target difference. There we go. We actually managed to get up here with quite a lot of fuel left. Let's find ourselves a nice docking port. Look at all those old ships that we're never going to use again. There we go. I like this one. Alright. Don't need these. It's getting in the way of my view. Okay, are we headed the right way? It looks like we're headed the right way. No, we are in fact not headed the right way. Okay. So we kind of want to be more moving like this. And a bit slower. All right. Oh, crap. Trying to orient myself right now. This is a pretty big ship. That's why it's flipping a route like this. Alright. Pretty well oriented now. If I could just keep us from flying past the station, that would be wonderful. Doesn't look like I can, though. Nope. There it goes. Boy. Alright. It's okay. It's all fine. There we go. Now we're moving in the right direction. I was considering pausing the recording, but we're going to come in on this pretty quick right now. So now's the point where we sort of flip this way. Fit like that. There we go. And now speed up. There we go. I'm going to try to put the pink target prograde vector between my prograde vector and my pointing. There we go. And see how that kind of moves the target's prograde vector towards me, and then I sort of bring my prograde vector in towards it, always keeping the target prograde vector between my heading and my prograde. There we go. And now we just dock. It's going to be a bit slanted, but then the magnets are going to take over. There we go. Okay, now just turn this off, both the RCS and the SAS, and I kind of let the magnets do their work. It'll take it a while, but it'll nice and slowly move it into position. There we go. Now, basically what we're going to do is we're going to activate the fuel refiner and just start producing liquid fuel and oxygen. See how long this takes. And at all, how much liquid fuel and oxygen 15,000 units of ore is worth. And we're out of electric charge. Alright, let's wait for the sun to come up. Stop this for now. The batteries fill up again. Alright, that's enough. I'll just finish this up. So yeah, 15,000 units of ore is actually not visibly that much fuel. Okay, we can shut this off now. Used up all of our ore. it did have to fill a lot of tanks. Where does the station stores most of its fuel? In here, doesn't it? Yeah. So we got a good deal. A bunch in these spaceships that we're probably never going to use. But we got it. So basically this part of the mission is done. I'm going to call this here. And then next we're going to have to figure out how to refuel and land... Where are you? Land this one, right? And then we're going to have to get both of these. We're going to have to rescue her and grab onto her spaceship too and bring that home with us. All that coming up in the next episode. I'll see you then.